Fergus Hodgson here, publisher of the Impunity Observer, and I have the great privilege to be here with Yojoa Chocolates. This is about an hour and a half's drive from San Pedro Sula, and we have here the owner. So would you like to share with us, give your full name for the people who are listening here, and how you came to be a chocolate manufacturer here in the beautiful, like literally lush rainforest almost of, what would you describe this area? So you give us your name, background, and where exactly we are, because we're right next to the lake. But how would you describe this landscape here?
Hello, my name is Elmer Pineda, and first I want to thank Fergus for the opportunity to be here in his program. This is Lake Yojoa. It's in the center of Honduras, our only freshwater lake,
Sure.
the natural lake that we have in Honduras. It's a jewel. It's a beautiful place. We started about 10 years ago actually started way before that, about 15 years ago, planting mahogany.
Yes.
And then...
mahogany for timber?
For timber.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we decided to grow an agroforestry system, and we planted cacao in the middle. So now we have cacao about 10 years ago. And my wife and I, we decided to start making chocolate because it's really what pushed us was the price of cocoa beans. It was so low at that time that it was not worth it. We found out that just mahogany by itself was not much of a burden for us, economical burden or financial burden.
Yeah.
But after we planted the cacao plantation, it became a very heavy load economically because you got to take care of it all year round, the cacao.
So just maintaining a cacao plantation is very labor intensive.
Labor intensive, yes. The prices were not worth it. We were in a situation where we would have to either shut down the cacao plantation totally,
sure,
get rid of it, or try to see if we can do something with the cacao. And we started experimenting about 2016 with the small harvest that we had at that time. And for 3 years, we experimented with different chocolate and giving it to people.
Yeah.
And finally, on 2019, we came out with what you see here, which is all the chocolate flavors that we try with different friends and family. And that's how Yojoa Chocolate came.
I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of these chocolates. I've been here to Honduras many times, and my favorite has been the orange and cranberry, a beautiful mix. And I particularly have been attracted to these because you promote the single origin, that these are very much Honduran-scented chocolates. Now, do you want to comment then about why you think the cacao powder prices have been so low? And has that changed in the last 5 to 10 years?
Oh, in the last 3 years, it's crazy.
What has happened?
We had, in the last 2 years,
yep,
we had a massive drought from January to June.
Just here in Honduras or all Central America?
I think all over the world. There's been, the climate change has been affecting us so bad that not a drop of water will, right now it's raining.
Yes.
It's but in the last 2 years, not a drop of water from January to June.
Okay.
So the plantation is stressed. Some grown-up trees were drying dead. And then after that, it started raining, and it wouldn't stop raining. So all this fungus will develop in the developing fruits and flowering. Yeah. So right now we're maybe a third of what we used to harvest. So
and that's common to the broader cacao production in the country.
Yes. Yeah. They say it's good time to sell cacao, to have a cacao plantation, but there's nothing to sell.
For the amateur, the outsider, the layman, how is this usually priced? Do you sell it as the bean or powder?
No, I sell chocolate.
Yeah, no, you sell chocolate, but
yes,
the cacao plantations that are here in Honduras who don't do the processing, in what form do they sell it? As the bean?
Normally as a bean, but unless you're in a co-op, you will sell it to the co-op, and they will have a fermentation facility where they will ferment it.
Yeah.
Because a cacao bean just dry on any surface and drying out is not good for chocolate.
Sure.
You need to do the whole process, which is fermentation.
And while it's still close to its origin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So most of the cacao plantation owners, they just dry it and sell it. And nowadays, I think it's better for them because they get a high price, and there's only a small differentiator, a small difference between the price fermented
Yeah.
and regular current cacao. I would think the same. Why would I bother going through a whole month of work just to get a little bit of money if I could sell it right away?
Yeah. So you're saying typically the farmers here will sell it to another organization that will do some of the process.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
they'll do it here in Honduras.
They'll do it here in Honduras, and they will sell it. Normally, these co-ops already are taken by this Swiss company.
Yeah.
Say they will buy all these beans.
And we've spoken before, and you mentioned that the Honduran chocolate or the Honduran cocoa is distinct in that it has a higher fat content. Is it
Yes.
the only distinction?
Well, actually, no. It's called rico en aroma. So means it's fine and aromatic.
Right.
Our cacao, but it's very special because it's very high fat content.
Yes, yeah.
So that makes it very special.
It would give it, I assume, a different texture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And one thing, though, that has intrigued me, and this is why I've been out here to see you, is the way that there have been such challenges, and it's not just you, but other producers here, getting your products, the finished products, to market. You know, I bought some of these through, direct, but it's tough to get this. Now, why do you think it's so difficult to get this? Why do we have to send it all the way to Switzerland and then to the United States? It's very confusing to me.
Yes, it's very hard to market. See, I've been looking for a distributor.
Yeah.
To be honest, we only sell 10% of what we could make here. I wish I could have more people. We employ mostly women in our plantation.
Just clarify that for me. So you're saying that your property here could produce basically 10 times as much as you are right now.
Exactly.
What is that 90% doing right now?
Nothing. We don't see those machines are not working.
Idle.
Yeah, they're not working. If they will work, all of them, 8 hours a day,
Yes.
I would produce a lot of chocolate.
You're saying the missing link is the connecting with the demand in North America. That's where the big...
Or Europe, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, exactly. I've been doing it personally.
Yeah.
Traveling to fairs and find some shop owners that will love the product and believe in it, and they will sell it. But it's only a few places in the United States. I wish that I could find a distributor that will distribute all these chocolate to the different places like supermarkets and places like that.
Yeah, I agree, because, and again, this is what has intrigued me, and I'm eager to learn more. There's a huge chocolate consumption tendency or habit in the United States, but in my opinion, most of this is inferior quality to what they could get here, and from direct from the producer, because you literally grow it here and make it on site. So it's rather than sending it to Switzerland and then transferring to the United States now. But are there any, I mean, you don't have to refer to this if you don't want to or touch upon it, but are there any legal barriers that you see as impeding this connection?
No,
It's not just from high transport costs?
We have the FDA that is required there to deal with, and no problems. No.
What has been your relationship been with them?
No, it's been easy.
The Americans, it's just almost like there's inertia. They just have a tradition of dealing with the Swiss or German manufacturers and haven't looked over their shoulder right here, just south of the border.
Exactly.
It's amazing, mate, because the history And Elmer was telling me before that he calls it criollo cacao because there are certain breeds that have not been, let's say, diluted with other or foreign breeds, and that the cacao here has an incredibly long history. So I don't want to put words in your mouth. So, but apparently, especially in the, I guess you might say, the west or northwest of the country, there have been, ancient findings of cacao products. Do you want to clarify that?
Yes, still there's some very few because this criollo cacao
Yes.
is very susceptible to plagues and stuff. There's not that many trees around it. They've
been dying out.
They're trying to propagate this breed, this cacao criollo. The criollo means Spaniards, when they came here, they called criollo to the cacao they sent to Spain. All the cacao that was gathered in Mexico Peninsula, in Honduras, and Guatemala. Any other cacao that came here, sent out to Spain from South America, they call it forastero. Yeah. So now there's a new type of cacao. This is called Trinitario. This is the combination. It's a clone, a hybrid that was made to withstand plagues, and they're bigger. They're actually so they have the best of both worlds. Which the forasteros, they're very high yield, and the criollo has the flavor.
Yeah, but do you want to clarify though what was found in Honduras that there was cocoa being used or the cacao was being used? We don't really know much about how it was used. You mentioned 5,000 years ago or some ancient use of this.
Yes, about they just found it. National Geographic found this ceramic that contained traces of chocolate, dated for 5,000 years ago. Chocolate was not a drink like the European that we know now developed.
It would have just been like the cocoa nib.
Yes, the nips. They will blow on it with like a straw and make this foamy drink very bitter. But it was just for the higher people. They used to also use this beans as a currency.
Oh, sure.
So they will. I don't know exactly how many seeds you will get a rabbit and stuff like that. Yes.
Yeah.
So it represented a lot to them.
Amazing. No, so, and I assume that was more for the caffeine, the stimulant effect.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Because now with various sweeteners, we can make much more of an enjoyable product, but the caffeine would have been there from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that will give him more energy.
Okay, and it's Elmer Pineda?
Elmer Pineda.
Elmer Pineda, Yojoa Chocolates, and I'm just pleased to be here learning. And I hope I can, we can, by getting this video, we can help to bridge that gap between the U.S. market and great producers here in Honduras. So thanks again for tuning in, folks.